Pollination is one of the world's most important processes. It allows plants and flowers to grow, which in turn gives many animals a source of food. Flowers can possess male or female reproductive organs, or even both. The male organ is called the stamen, and it is the part of the flower that produces pollen. The female organ is called the pistil, and it receives the pollen and uses it to create fruit or seed, which can then be used to plant more flowers. Flowers such as the tomato plant shown here, who have male and female parts, are called perfect flowers. These flowers can self-pollinate, meaning they don't need the help of any other flowers for pollination. This is the blue-banded bee. They are native to Victoria and get their name from the blue striped fur on their lower abdomen. They perform a special type of pollination called buzz pollination. To perform buzz pollination, the bee grabs hold of the flower, then vibrates and shakes to dislodge pollen from the stamen, allowing it to fall down into the pistil. Once pollinated, the tomato plant is able to reproduce, and after about a month, a cherry tomato is ripe to be picked. Blue-banded bees are unique because they live alone, instead of in colonies like most bees. They make their homes in the deteriorating mud brick of houses, or in dried-up riverbanks. You can also help shelter these bees by purchasing or creating a pollinator hotel. This is the Australian stingless bee. This bee, native to northern Australia, is tiny, only about 4 millimeters long, and though they can't sting, they can have a small bite. While buzz pollination can be performed on perfect flowers, some flowers have only male or only female reproductive organs. These are called imperfect flowers. Imperfect flowers are pollinated by a method called cross-pollination. When the Australian stingless bee lands on a male flower, pollen from the stamen attaches to the sticky hairs on the bee's body. Then the bee eventually flies to a female flower, and some of that pollen falls from the bee and into the pistil of that flower, fertilizing it. After pollinating, the bee flies back to its hive made of resin and wax, where it lives with thousands of other bees. Inside of the hive, a queen bee lays eggs, while the other worker bees scavenge flowers outside to bring back pollen and nectar for food. One of the reasons insects are so attracted to flowers is due to most insects only being able to see bright colors. Though many people think of bees or other insects as the only pollinators, that isn't the case at all.
Bats are one of the most important pollinators in Australia, and the gray-headed flying fox is even a keystone species, meaning other species depend on its pollination so much that without them, their ecosystem could face major changes. These bats are nocturnal, so they sleep throughout the day and forage for food at night. One reason they are so important is the ground they can cover, as they often travel as much as 50 kilometers a night to find food, such as pollen, nectar, and fruit from flowers, mainly different types of eucalyptus and Moreton Bay figs. Like the Australian stingless bee, these bats can cross-pollinate by shaking off pollen that sticks to their fur while they eat. Another way is after they eat fruit, the seeds pass through their digestive tract and are deposited in the ground through their drop-ins. Other pollinators native to Victoria include ants, beetles such as the Banksia jewel beetle, and birds like the Regent honeyeater, who each play an important role in their ecosystems. It is estimated that pollination affects about 1/3 of the food we eat, so without these pollinators, the world we know would not be the same.